Hello everyone. How's everyone doing? Enjoying the move? Yeah. I'm just gonna grab some water. I'll be right back. Yo. I'm gonna give it a couple more minutes and then we'll get started. Do Bitcoin first, as always, and then we'll take a look at some altcoins, see what's happening. Sound good? Can everyone hear me? Can you see the Bitcoin chart? Music not too loud? Everything's fine? All right. No music? Yeah, it was just the next song, I think. Should work. Hello, Shatam. What's up? Nice moves, right? Finally above 30k again. It's been a long time. Been since June, since we traded around 30k. All spot buys now in profit. Nicely in profit. And our long from down here as well. So that's nice. Good, bro. How are you? I'm fine. Thank you. I'm really good, actually. Hello, Napoleon Hill. Right. I think we'll just get started. People who join late will be able to rewatch anyways, so that's fine. So we'll start off by saying the usual stuff. Thanks to Bybit for sponsoring the live streams. Excuse me. I'll have a link in the description, which you can use to get up to $30,000 in deposit bonuses, depending of course on how much you deposit. If you use the link in the description, you get also access to my private Discord group. The Discord group is fully free. All you have to do is trade on one of my referral links. So use the link in the description, make a deposit, send me a message on Discord or DM me on Twitter, and I'll get you added right away. All right. If you use the link, you can also get access to all Coin Market Manager paid features for free. All of those 3 things simply by using one link, the link in the description. So I think it's definitely worth checking that out. So head over to the description. Thanks to Bybit for sponsoring. Leave a like, as always, on the live stream, on the video. That helps me a lot to grow my YouTube channel. And subscribe if you haven't already. Close to 5K. So I'd really appreciate if you subscribe and leave a like on the live stream, right? Now, let's talk Bitcoin, right? So we're gonna start off with Bitcoin first. To be honest, everything played out beautifully these last couple of weeks. It's been a very good year so far from me. It was the right mindset being a bull from down here when we broke back above this weekly range low. So I was bullish from down here and that paid off big time. I learned from my mistakes back in 2017. I even made a tweet about it. Let me quickly look for it. Or in 2019, it was, I think. Yeah, this one. Don't be the one getting stopped out over and over again while seeing Bitcoin fly towards the new local high after new local high. I was that one in 19. And yeah, that's exactly how it played out. And I saw some guys, right, who were betting on new lows every single new local high again and again and again. And yeah, obviously they had a difficult time being a bear within this area, right? It's important to have invalidation on those bearish plays, and if you're not able to flip bull from being a bear, yeah, you're not gonna get far in these markets. But anyways, you can of course still make money shorting in an uptrend and longing in a downtrend. That's just the way the market works. It just will be easier to be in the right side, obviously, on the higher time frame and looking for low time frame entries and going like that. But yeah, everyone his own strategy and everyone his own style, and whatever works, right? Whatever works for you, that's the way to go. Okay, so we've been talking about this weekly range down here for ages. We deviated or swept the lows, got a massive close back inside. From there, our target was range high, okay? And then we were cautiously bullish and targeting higher on the sweep of this local range low into this monthly breaker, okay? So this breaker right here, sideways price action, nuke, price ignores the block to the upside. Whenever price returns to that area, people who shorted here will want to get out of their positions, which results in buying pressure. So price, as you can see, beautifully bounced from that monthly breaker, closed back inside on the weekly, and we instantly saw continuation. Then now this month so far has been just ranging, but I was bullish. The reason being, I also tweeted about that. If we take a look, right, while the low time frames might look shaky, don't lose sight on the high time frame. Last month's high is unswept. We broke above the most key resistance level on the chart and y'all are target blah 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 blah. But as you can see, we had a clean monthly range and clean resistance on the range mean, and we smashed above it while we swept this monthly low beautifully, smashed above it, targeting range high. And as you can see, now we're seeing some kind of continuation. No victory laps until we're at 32k. Okay, I've been targeting 32k from down there, so that's where I'll be fully out of longs personally. Now, why? So this monthly range is key to me, right? Why? It was the clean breakdown below this 30k sort of bottom or major support level that I've drawn here with this gray box, right? And then from this sort of bottom, what was the candle that we broke down, that was clearly this one, right? And just gonna use the low and the high as range low and range high. And as you can see, if you take it from high to low and draw the range mean or the mid range or the 50% fib in between, you can clearly see that the level has been acting as a pivot. And what I mean with that is price has been rejecting off of it for quite a few times, right? Once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. And then what did we get now? Massive close above, okay? On the weekly first, and then the monthly also closed massively above. So for me, the next logical place to target would be the opposite side of the range, which is range high, okay? What invalidates this whole sort of plan? Well, simply a break below range mean, okay? Which I personally don't think will happen, okay? I could see us retest range mean, but I want to see it hold, okay? So let's go over the different scenarios, having in mind that we're targeting 32k, right? First scenario is pretty straightforward. We just go straight for 32k. I'm personally in longs from lower, but let's say you're not in any position right now, right? Well, for me personally, I don't really like longing here, but if I had to, where would my stop loss be? It would probably be below this consolidation, okay? So this was the sideways price action. Oops, the sideways price action that led to the breakout. So ideally, you want to see at least this area hold, okay? Any wicks in there are fine, but they should get bought up and go from there. So whether you're looking for an entry up here or closer to this local range high, so these highs, this level, right? Invalidation on the idea of going straight for 32k must be below here, in my opinion, right? Then but yeah, if you're entering here, right, and target up there, stop loss below there, you're having a 1 risk to reward, which isn't great, so not worth really taking this, in my opinion. If you get a dip, it might look more interesting, okay? But yeah, as I've said multiple times, whenever Bitcoin breaks out, you tend to just run away from it, right? Without giving people a perfect retest, okay? So if you get it, it should be a quick wick, in my opinion, and don't give people a lot of time to enter and just see straight continuation or just go up straight from here, okay? If we don't, right, and we break back inside of this range, so we break below here and close below, as I said, wicks are fine as long as they get bought up quickly. If not, and price breaks below the highs again, right, then I think the chances increase that we'll trade back towards the opposite side of this local range, which would be towards these lows, okay? Then still, in my opinion, that would be a good entry for longs, okay? And a good scenario where we would still possibly make, well, possibly, where I think the chances are high that we still make a higher low, a macro higher low around here and still go for 32k. The only difference is it will probably take longer before we get there, right? Then it makes more sense to do something like this, where we keep ranging again and then ultimately sweep the lows and then maybe start grinding higher again and accelerate into 32K. So as long as we stay above this area, right? It's not just about this range mean, by the way. This was also the former range high where we broke out of, and it was the consolidation that constantly rejected price. We swept the highs on this candle, right? And then instantly smashed above and closed strong. So this level is definitely gonna be key. Using all of that information and combining it together with an area, right? That will give you, I'll mark it with another color, would give you this blue area. I think this area, if you get it, that this is a really nice buying opportunity, okay? So if you get the area, look for longs, okay? Invalidation, as I said, would be daily or ideally even weekly closes below here. And at that point, I'd be targeting these lows into the range, the macro range lows again, okay? That's only if we start breaking below our range mean, okay? On a high time frame basis. If we trade back inside here, as I said, likely goes for the lows again. If we start ranging here, wicks below there are obviously possible. As long as we get bought back above, things are good. If we start losing this range mean on a weekly basis and start closing below, I think the chances increase that we bleed or even accelerate heavily back down towards the range low and towards these lows and the range low, okay? And then there would be a great buying opportunity again, obviously at around 17K. But if I have to give you my personal view, I don't see that happening. I don't think we see 17K again anytime soon. Not gonna say never again, although I think there's a fair chance that we never see 17K again. But yeah, gotta be careful with saying things like that. But just my opinion. Obviously, I'll be ready for anything, and anything is possible in these markets. But that's just how I see things. I think a lot of people got left behind on the sweep down here. The FTX drama, right? This candle, classic news event which sends price lower, which gets everyone insanely bearish, which gets everyone to short the lows, and then Bitcoin, it's every time the same, just starts running, people start chasing, and people start revenge shorting price all the way up, and that just acts as fuel for us to trade higher, right? So that's my thoughts on Bitcoin. As I said, I'm in longs from down here still, which I'm going to fully close at range highs. I'm also in spot quite heavily. So that's why I'm definitely going to be fully taking profits at range highs. I'll still have my spot in case we keep on running. But otherwise, I'll be ideal. My ideal scenario would be something like this, where we go for the highs, sweep the highs, right? Come back down, see downside, retest range mean, right? And then see upside again, consolidate, break above June high, and then see more upside towards 48K. That's the ideal plan for me for the coming months, okay? So yeah, let's see how it goes. I'm still bullish, targeting up there for my longs right now. My spot I will likely hold, and in case I will likely hold, unless, that was the word I was looking for, unless price truly rips and shoots straight into, like, say 40K, then I'll probably take some profit on spot as well. Look to buy back closer towards 30K and see from there. All right. Does that make sense? That was my thoughts on Bitcoin. Any questions on that, or is that clear? So this was the position that I opened down there. I just posted it on Twitter this morning. This was hands down the best trade I took in years. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that, but gotta stay focused, you know. Clear? All right, perfect. Hello, Johan. Would you also sell alts once Bitcoin goes to 32K? I barely hold any alts. I hold Bitcoin, Ethereum, and then a very, very small amount of Litecoin. And apart from that, I'm not holding any altcoins. I'm also in AVAX longs, but I just see those as trades and not as hold positions, you know. So spot, I only hold Bitcoin, Ethereum, and a little bit of Litecoin. If you're enjoying the stream, feel free to leave a like. Liking takes 1 second. Subscribe as well if you haven't already. We're close to 5k subs, so it would be great if we can hit it this week. And let's get the likes to 60 at least, right? There's almost 100 people watching, so must be doable. How long have you been trading? For about 6 years. FTM, we'll take a look at FTM. Any worries ID for those sidelined? Yeah, well, that's classic, right? I think a lot of people are sidelined right now. I mean, if I have any advice for people sidelined, it would probably be don't rush into anything, right? This market has given you so much opportunities. All you've got to do is just be patient. And when you miss a move, that's fine. Just learn from it and wait for the next opportunity. But the worst thing you can do now is revenge shorts because you missed the move, or FOMO into longs up here with super wide invalidation. It's not worth it, you know? Even if it keeps up on ripping, right? What will your profit be if your stop loss is below 24k? It's not worth it. So just wait for the next opportunity. Let price do its thing, and then there's more opportunities out there. What do you think about CPI data? I have no clue. I don't trade the news. I just focus on the chart, and since I'm bullish on the charts and on Bitcoin here, low time frame as well as high time frame, I don't really care what the news will bring. If it brings me upside, so be it. If it brings me downside, we go for this scenario where we take out the lows, reclaim, and go higher from there. So I don't really care what the outcome of the news is. Sideline not aping until 11,250 gets hit. Damn. Well, you've got to be patient. Good luck with that. Brother, did you ever give up from trading? Nah, no man. If I would have given up, I wouldn't be here, right? Okay, so let's take a look at some altcoins. First one obviously was AVAX, right? I was day trade long, well I am day trade long, and swing long on this one since, well the swing was since a couple of weeks and the day trade long was since last week. Nothing changed to be honest on the high time frame, right? Let's quickly remove all of this, right? Gives you a cleaner view on AVAX and on why I'm still swing long. I mean, nothing changed, as I said, since the previous live stream. We had our low, we had our high on the bounce, right? Came down to the lows, swept the lows, consolidation, acting as demand. So upside rejected at range mean, came back down, price bounced nicely while sweeping this low, key level, okay, reclaimed consolidation, and now in my opinion ready for a squeeze higher. Okay, so that's why invalidation on longs on AVAX is below range low, right? That's the swing. That's this one. So right below there, targeting range high, a 3.6 hour trade. Gotta be patient, right? Been in for 4 or 5 weeks right now. But yeah, we have clean invalidation of this. I could still see this do something like this, where we sweep some lows, but ideally this low needs to hold, okay? So if Bitcoin goes for those lows I talked about, AVAX probably gonna sweep some lows as well, so that's fine. Invalidation is set. If I'm wrong, so be it, okay? And then we had a separate long. The first one was this one, which I told you was probably going to be a good trade live on stream. If you took that long, you should be up right now. If not, you're not. But this was the long I took, right, from down here. Initial invalidation was below this range low level in case we went for a sweep again. But then I trailed stops below this blue area, and as you can see, so price here made a sort of a double top, whatever you want to call it. Then I posted the scenario, this one in the Discord, clean low, clean demand, resting below, looking for a sweep into range mean here, right? And a reclaim, and then would have enough fuel to go for these local highs and possibly even higher. And as you can see so far, we did sweep the lows into this blue demand. Price bounced perfectly on range mean. And as you can see, obviously squeezed together with Bitcoin, but we're up nicely on this position as well. Oh yeah, I took a short hedge as well on Bitcoin. I'll explain in a second, but yeah. The idea on this one, I'm personally still fully in. Oof, 12 hour just closed as well. As you can see, massive close. So I think this sees continuation towards $20 at least. Why there? As you can see, it's just a key weekly level. Lining up with, in my opinion, the last supply that can send us lower. And if it goes above this area and breaks above range mean, then I think we will be trading at range high way sooner than many people expect, right? Then I think this truly starts squeezing. You know what they say, Bitcoin first, then altcoins. So let's see. But I have a good eye in this. I think this goes higher. Okay. So I had on Bitcoin, right, within this range, we had our Monday range. I'm not sure what it was exactly. I think it was this Monday low and this Monday high. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. We swept Monday high, and when we rejected another time here, I opened a short hedge, right? All that was because I was long on ARB, on AVAX, and a swing long on Bitcoin, right? So I had spots, so I was pretty exposed to upsides on everything. And if everything would have nuked, I would have probably lost too much, well, more than I wanted. So what did I do? I simply entered a hedge on Bitcoin here, up here. I closed 1/4 on the move down here. I posted all of this live in the Discord, by the way. And then obviously on the move up, I got stopped out of the rest, but that's fine since I'm up big time on AVAX and on Bitcoin right now. So that was the idea behind that. Played out beautifully. So happy days, right? So that's AVAX. First target $20. That's the first area where I'll probably take some profit. And then it's off to range mean. I could even hold a portion towards the highs, but I'm probably not going to, since, as I said, I'm in a day trade long on this and in a swing. So the swing is simply to target range high, and the day trade long is with closer invalidation, looking for a squeeze locally higher. All right, so also gonna take profit along the way there. Any more questions on these trades? Why I took them? Why I did something? Any questions, or else I'll go over to some more altcoins. Leave a like, guys. Let's get it to 50, 60 likes at least. More than deserved. Thanks, man. Your Bitcoin long stop loss deep into profit. I've got my stop loss. I think it's either still at its original place or it's at break even, but it's down here. So yeah. Why I only move my stop loss when I have a new invalidation, right? People tend to move their stop along with how much profit, together with how much profit they have, but that's a wrong strategy to do it, in my opinion, because the trade might not get invalidated, but your stop loss might be somewhere where you get stopped out without the trade being invalidated. You know, for example, if you're in swing longs right now, right, where's your clean invalidation? I could still see price do this, right, and then go higher. Why? Because that would just be a weekly retest of high time frame key resistance turned into support, right? So that wouldn't invalidate my trade. People tend to now move their stops below these lows. Well, if this scenario happens, they would get stopped out and then see price go towards their target without them. So I'm personally very cautious with moving my stop. And I barely do it, to be honest, because of that reason. Also because I'm actively watching the markets and I can most of the times react on what I see. And if price were to invalidate my expectations or my thought process or my trade, then I can just exit live, you know. But that's the main reason why I don't like moving stops. So yeah, my stop is still that down there. And I'll probably only close if we close weekly candles below 25. Until then, I think 32K is more likely. Now we have, well, the sentiment, general sentiment right now. I saw many people who shorted this consolidation, who were betting on this going like back towards 21. And what do you get then, right? The majority loses, so boom, breakout. Now I'm seeing many people flip bullish, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see a shakeout soon. With that being said, I don't care. I'm still following my plan and I'm targeting 32K. But as I said, I wouldn't be surprised if we do something like this, a quick wick to stop some out, or maybe even fall back within the range. That would be fine, you know. Like, imagine this happens. Imagine this happens, right? Boom. Boom. What do you think the sentiment there will be? Right? Everyone will see a breakdown, deviation, breakdown. All I see then would be continuation range, sweep the highs, sweep the lows, reclaim, and go for the highs. So I definitely wouldn't be surprised if we get something like this. I'll be adding to longs down here probably. If it happens, you know, if we don't go straight for 32K. Guess I trail my stops as I get fed up on my trades round tripping. Yeah, I mean, also on this topic, whatever works, but for me, that's what works. Could you explain a bit more why you enter Bitcoin trade at that level? I already did, man. Because of that monthly breaker, we had a huge candle close here, right? And we entered back inside the range, so people got trapped down here. So I was bullish high time frame, and what was the most logical trade, the most logical price for Bitcoin to bounce, that was around this monthly breaker, as you can see, monthly. And then on the lower time frames, this was a consolidation that led to the downside. So price swept these local lows. It all came together. Sentiment was insanely bearish down here. People were targeting much lower, talking about 12K again. And obviously, gotta be careful with saying like everyone was bearish, you know, because who is everyone if you're following 300 people? But it can still give you like a nice view on how the majority of the people think, in my opinion. And all of that together gave you everything you needed. Right, let's do some more altcoins, I guess. ARB maybe, to start off. I longed this last week. The idea, so it was up here, the local top, I know. Anyways, the idea was, right, last week's low swept, this local green range, low swept, break in market structure. I thought we were going to see continuation towards last week's high. I talked about this. I don't remember if it was on stream or in a video, but I did talk about this, and I said that this looked similar to this, but the opposite, well, the other way around. So that was the idea, that we would trade back towards last week's high, but we started bleeding lower, and I think I closed somewhere around here. Because probability wise, it wasn't smart holding. Bitcoin was simply ranging. If Bitcoin would have broken down, this would have went for the lows as well. Obviously now we saw a nice bounce, but I think my invalidation was like right below this blue box. So I think I would have been wicked out on this at the literal bottom. Then I would have longed the literal top and shorted the literal bottom. But anyways, I manually closed, I think, down here for half our stop out. That's fine. What right now, I think as long as we hold below this key level, that this looks good for higher. I think at least towards these local highs to take those out. And if we see a major close above here on the daily, I'd say, then I see continuation towards last week's high. So if you're bullish on this and looking for entries, I'd say invalidation is now there. Target up here and then maybe up there. I'm personally not taking it, although I think this would be a pretty good trade. But yeah, I don't like how Bitcoin is stalling up here, and I could see Bitcoin retrace a little from here as I explained. But anyways, that's my thoughts on ARB. If we break back below this consolidation that sent price higher, that would be considered bearish, and at that point I think we bleed a lot lower. But until then, as long as we hold above this consolidation, I think we send this higher. Aptos. Yeah, I mean, I still don't like this shitcoin. I've talked about it in a previous stream as well, how you often see those big pumps and then bleed, squeeze, bleed, squeeze, bleed, you know, and keeps on making new lows after new low after new low. So what I would like to see before I look for longs on this would be a sweep of that low, probably, at least, right? Do something like this, consolidate down here, maybe one more sweep then, and then reclaim, and then this can give you a nice trade for longs here, stop below there and target there. But until then, I think these are just squeezes that send price lower. So yeah, not really interested in Aptos. Doggy, we entered a really nice long last week down here. You remember? We entered right here. The idea was just consolidation, broke out, retest. What were we looking for? A break toward a pump towards December high. Obviously then the Elon Musk news, well, Elon Musk changed the Twitter logo to the doggy logo, and then we got this. I mean, was it lucky? Probably, but as I always say, don't focus on the news, focus on the chart. All the news is in the chart. So we profited nicely. I did instantly close the same day. Why? Because very often, whenever, especially doggy, and when Elon Musk pumps price, it's just a straight squeeze, and then we bleed lower all the way back towards the origin of the pump. And as you can see, that happened again. So that's why I closed up here. As I said, we still profited nicely. What am I watching now? To be honest, I think it doesn't look too bad. We have this wick now, but if you ignore the wick, ignore the news, we're still trading, well, we're again trading at that area, and as long as we hold above this, I could still see this go for December high. Probably not in a single weekly candle, but I think this grinds up and see some squeezes to the downside, but ultimately trades towards December high. Not worth trading probably for me though. If you were to enter here, stop there, target there. Yeah, 1.8R, then I think there are higher probability trades out there than this one. But I definitely wouldn't be shorting it here because I think it's kind of sitting at support. FTM. Right, also got this high time frame breakouts of this level. Everyone bought the retest here, including me. I was looking for longs there as well, but price broke back inside the range, retested range mean to the T, absolutely beautiful, and then started rallying again and broke back above range low. Let me quickly do this. All right, so broke above there again, consolidated, and it's sort of looking like AVAX, right? Consolidation and now slightly breaking out. I think the next logical target for Phantom is towards this area, which would be range mean, right? So then these highs and then up here, and at that point probably a lot higher. But I think as long as this, so what's the invalidation on this? As long as this holds above this weekly range high level and this daily range low level, which is simply this this blue area, as long as we hold above there, I think this should be good for higher. Sol, let's see, long time since I've looked at this one. Let's start fresh. Oof, this looks pretty damn good in my opinion as well. So that's your weekly range, right? Rejected, rejected, and then lower time frame range there. See, yeah, some nice sweeps on this one. I think this might be ready to squeeze a lot higher. Look how beautiful this structure is. Next logical target for Sol would be up here. From a simple range perspective, range highs, range lows, lows swept, reclaim, retest, consolidation, breakout, target, range high. Okay, if we then see a real squeeze and close the weekly up here, then any dip back into this region is a buy and a target up there. If not, we wick above and close back below, the chances increase that we trade back towards the lows. But as I said, if we close the weekly up there strong, any retest is a buy and a target of around $50. That's for Solana. For now, invalidation for this bullishness would be simply a break back below. You have easy invalidations on all of these now, by the way. They all broke out. Well, what's the invalidation? Simply the origin of the move. So there. Although I could see something like this, wick back below, wick below, break back above, and then upside. But yeah, then you still have the chance to re-enter if that happens. But I think these consolidations that led to the moves should hold. 50 likes. Let's try to get it to 60, guys. Leave a like if you enjoy the live stream. Subscribe. Trying to hit 5k subs. I'm less than 40 away, so must be possible. Must be doable. Love your analysis. Hey, thanks, man. 60 likes. Let's go. Thanks, guys. So yeah, in general, the overall markets, right? Obviously, I'm bullish, high time frame. But I could see retraces on the lower time frames to stop people out, to trap them into shorting again, and then see continuation, something like I've drawn here. Obviously, that doesn't need to happen. We can just go straight to 32k, but at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if it happens. Right, I gotta go now. I hope you enjoyed this little live stream. Gave all my thoughts on Bitcoin and on some altcoins. Hope you learned something. If you did, make sure you leave a like, subscribe. As I said, the link in the description, use it. $30,000 in bonuses, depending on how much you deposit. Free access to my Discord group where I post all my trades live. And all paid CMM features for free. Okay, so it's definitely worth using that one link in the description. Right, hope you enjoyed. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.